Byron. All right, welcome back to the 2015 MotoOption Supercross Series presented by Fly Racing, live on Star Systems TV. My name is Kellen Brower here in studio. And we have got 250 main event coming up. Here we are on the parade lap, though. So let's give you an idea of who all is in this 250 main event tonight here in Detroit. Round 6 of the 250 East Championship, which is currently led by the 23 of Kyle Robb. We have got Anton Edwardson, Ivan Medina, Jeremy Schiabro, Reed Young, Mark Nahas, Chase DeSelle, Zane Walsh, Joseph Nazarak, Devin Davis, Brady Stanley, Kyle Robb, Holden Coate, Ian Lugliani, Peter Lyke, Devin Johnson, Eduardo Simos, Jeremy Hinders, Carson Tickle, Edward Mora, Aaron Robertson, Tony Spinelli, and Dylan Copeland. Here we go. 15 laps, 22 riders, and on the other side of this, 25 points await for the winner. It is round 6 of the 2015 MotoOption Supercross 250 East Division. Let's see someone right here in the middle. Can I get more in the middle? No, we're going to have to go with the 217 of Edward Mora right there next to the box. Here we go. It is 250 main event time from Detroit, and the gate is down. Looks like a good start for him. Ian Lugliani on the inside, but it's going to be Chase DeSelle on the 46. Or the 48, rather, excuse me, who ends up getting the whole shot. Looks like he took Spinelli down coming across the track in the first rhythm section. Here comes Hinders trying to jump over him. DeSelle back and forth across the track with the lead, but Hinders sits second with Copeland third. Looks like Robb is nowhere to be found in the front right now. Looks like Schiabro's up there. Carson Tickle's trying to go to third on Copeland with Nazarak, Schiabro, and now Robb. Here's Robb. Just working his way through. Got some riders down in that corner up there, but it is still Chase DeSelle leading. Jeremy Hinders trying to go after him. We're already on lap 2. So DeSelle's actually number 79, but he's riding somebody's number 48 split fire bike, which kind of sucks because it's not his real number. But Hinders going to try to triple past. Battle for the lead on our hands. Hinders gets the triple and then the quad, but messes up the quad out. Not going to get close enough to make a pass yet. Looks like Robb has moved into third already. His riders are still going down back there. Schiabro right behind him. These guys pretty far back, though, about 5-6 seconds behind Hinders, but Robb has been flying all day, but he makes a mistake, and Schiabro's going to get back by him. Oh, Schiabro almost jumps off the track. What a save, but he's going to go off the other side of the track now. And here comes Robb up the inside. He gets the pass done. Back into third. Hinders still trying to go after DeSelle, who's leading this thing still. Hinders able to get that triple onto the table, and then he triples here, so he's definitely doing that a little bit faster than DeSelle. He's going to lose some time here, though, not able to triple into the rhythm. DeSelle gets the line clean, but he doesn't quad out, and it's going to cost him as he goes down. Hinders jumps around him and into the race lead. Jeremy Hinders to the lead. DeSelle comes through in second, and Schiabro still battling with Robb, who just lost the spot again. Oh, man. Schiabro a little out of shape. Like I said earlier in tonight's program, Schiabro no longer a part of the FamMX Designs team. So he's running privateer stuff tonight, trying to hold off on Kyle Robb. And he's down on the triple out, so Robb has third to himself now. Here comes Carson Tickle trying to get by. He's going to make it through. Schiabro gets up still in fifth, and we got Lugliani, Spinelli, Bob Joe, Mora, Stanley back here. Stanley's had a couple of top 2 finishes last couple weeks, but he's in danger of not finishing up there this week if he can't get himself going forward soon. It's still Hinders leading, though. DeSelle in second, trying to close the gap. We're about to click on to lap number 5. DeSelle really closing in right now. 4 laps in the book. We've got 11 left to go. Kyle Robb lurking back there in third in case these guys make a mistake. But the battle for the lead is still going on here. DeSalle trying to keep things close with Henners. We're about to be in lap traffic. And I can speak from experience. I raced the EMF race earlier today, and lap traffic on this track is horrible. So hopefully lappers are kind enough to get right out of the way instead of try to race their way forward. As DeSalle made a huge mistake in that rhythm and lost some time. Kyle Robb comes through in third. I'm trying not to be biased here, but man, oh man, Henner's leading this thing is like a big smile on my face as he's my cohort here at Starter Systems, but DeSalle was down, so Robb goes to second. Henner's just at the front of this group here. There's 2 lappers now between himself and Robb. We're on lap 6, so we're a third of the way through the main event now. 5 laps in the book, 10 more to go. Robb, who's looked really strong here all week, trying to make things happen. Henner's right there in front of him. You can see him as Henner's had to get around another lapper, and there's more riders down here at the end of the rhythm. You can see Henner's right in front of you on your screen there. Now Robb really closing up already. And Henner's goes down. So Robb right there into the race lead. And Henner's goes back to second, still kind of stuck among some lap traffic here. DeSalle back in third, Schiabro is fourth. Then Ian Lugliani might be passed here as Spinelli quads to the inside and puts him on the deck. It was a clean move by Spinelli. I just don't think Lugliani expected him to be there. He's still going to get up in 7th, though, behind Brady Stanley on the 2-2 ride that goes into 6th. Carson Tickle's here as well. Edward Mora in the top 10, as is J-Naz. And then Simos is 11th with Copeland, Edvardson, Medina, and Bob Joe. Devin Davis 16th. Robertson, Devin Johnson. It's just a few of the runners as you can see them scrolling across the top of your screen as well. Robb, a big mistake at the end of the whoops, but he has already got a pretty big lead over Jeremy Henners, who's just now going through the whoops. DeSalle trying to keep things close. Squidbro trying to close in on DeSalle again. We got a rider down before the finish. That's the 864 of Aaron Robertson, who so far this season hasn't been the best of lappers. But he's going to jump right off the track this time, it looks like. And then Peter Like right in front of these guys as well. This is a battle for third. DeSalle has it. Squiddy wants it, but Squidbro squids out entering that rhythm. Or entering that whoop section, rather. Peter Like wisely moves wide in turn number 1. Lets these guys go. And then we got Spinelli bringing it up in 5th. Oh, wow, I just missed that, but Schiabro with the cut under gets by DeSalle. So Schiabro on the move right now, but DeSalle might get him back. They're going to go side by side and almost touch. Schiabro shuts the door like DeSalle was doing earlier in the race, but he slides out in doing so. He's going to drop back to 5th, which allowed Tony Spinelli to get by into 4th, and now he's all over the back of Chase DeSalle, and what a nice quick corner for the 17 machine right there as he puts Devin Johnson a lap down behind him. Spinelli's got an inside line here, and he's going to make it stick just like that into 3rd. DeSalle relinquishes that position. Meanwhile, Kyle Robb has got his checkbook out, and he's leaving the restaurant, folks. Already about 2 straightaways in front of Henners as he's almost at the top of the peristyle, and Henners is going over the finish line. So Rob really dialed in here this week. Spinelli is up in third, DeSalle fourth, Schiabro, then Stanley. Lugliani sits back in the seventh ride. Mora is eighth, Tickle is ninth, and Simo's still inside of the top 10. J-Naz has now been put a lap down by Kyle Robb. So when Rob comes by the flag stand this time by, we'll have 10 laps in the books, 5 laps left to go, 2/3 of the race distance complete. Aaron Robertson, who is 21st, is about to get put 2 laps down as he wisely gets out of the way of Kyle Robb. Again, if you are new to MotoOption Supercross, this is the video game MX Simulator. One of the most challenging motocross video games out there. In fact, I'd say it is the most challenging motocross video game out there, but one of the most challenging all-around video games to master. And Kyle Robb is honestly making it look way too easy right now. But that's what Kyle's been doing all season, and trying to solidify himself in the record books as a 2015 250 Supercross East champion. Henners has pressure from Spinelli now. Spinelli and DeSalle. Nope, DeSalle not able to triple that. Spinelli then made a mistake in the middle of that rhythm, and it cost him some time. So DeSalle is still right on the back of him. Oh, we got riders down on the outside that look like Copeland and Edvardson, who are 14th and 15th. Spinelli, man, when he gets going, he is really good on this track, but just seems to have too many mistakes. But you can see he's already closing back up on Jeremy Henners for second. Coming off the peristyle into the double into the whoops. Henners trying to hang on. This will be Henners' third podium of the season. His best finish of the season as well, though. 2/3. This would be a second. Spinelli, of course, the winner at Atlanta 2, I believe it was this year. So Spinelli. Oh, looks like Devin Davis got in Henners' way there. And Spinelli able to get through, as is Chase DeSalle. Oh, but DeSalle comes up short on the triple, so Henners is going to go around the outside and get the spot back into third. Davis just went down again as Stanley's now in the top 5. Schiabro is right there, but he's dropped back to 6th. This is the battle for 5th. Schiabro trying to get an inside move on Stanley, perhaps. Slides it out. Didn't want to plow Brady Stanley. Probably wouldn't have worked out for him anyway. Brady has a 1.5 mile long lag bubble anyway, so Schiabro probably would have gone down himself. Stanley would have just run away like nothing happened. Battle for second looks like it's still not completely done as Henners is lurking. Kyle Robb is literally checked out right now, though. 30.7 seconds out front. And he's going to get the white flag next time by. Let's see if we can't figure out who it is he is lapped up to. Edward Mora is a lap down, and Mora is in 8th. Stanley at the end of this rhythm here with Lugliani are the next victims of Robb, who's about to take off on the triple back there. There's riders everywhere in this whoop section right now. Stanley was down at the end of that rhythm, and Lugliani closed up. White flag is now in the air, though, for Kyle Robb. This will be Robb's 3rd win of the season from 6 races. Further extending his points lead over, should still be Brady Stanley in second. Spinelli has since lost second to Brady after Brady has had a strong couple of weeks. And now Brady looking at going a lap down here. Rob just checking up behind him. We have 2 rounds left to go after this one, and Kyle Robb is making it quite obvious that he is not only the favorite, but he is on his way to winning this championship. And he doesn't think anybody is going to stop him at this point as he rounds the final corner over the double. And Kyle Robb is your winner tonight in the 250 class at Detroit. Spinelli trying to bring it home. In second, Hinders is not that far up, though, and Spinelli just ruined the rhythm section. And Hinders just quads in behind him, so now we got a battle for second coming in. DeSalle is not close enough if these guys crash, I don't think, so Hinders might just go for it here. Final corner, Hinders missed the inside rut. Spinelli got it, so Spinelli's going to get second. Hinders back on the podium for the second week in a row in third. DeSalle comes through. He is going to pick up a fourth. Schiabro down in the final corner, going to bring it home in fifth, though. And Lugliani's still battling with Stanley over sixth. Stanley cases the middle of that rhythm, so Lugliani has a little breathing room as they go into the whoop section before the finish line. Oh, Stanley gets the inside rut, though, and easy peasy lemon squeezy. Brady Stanley's going to pick up sixth with a 360 over the line to boot. Lugliani drops to seventh, and the rest of your runners finished a lap down. Carson Tickle, Ivan Medina, Eduardo Simos, Edward Mora, Joseph Nazarek, Anton Edvardson, Peter Like, and then 2 laps down. Oh no, Bob Joe, excuse me. Still only a lap down. Cuts are in. Let's see if anybody's affected. Oh, looks like Stanley dropped behind Lugliani anyway, so that didn't make a difference. DeSalle, Hinders, Spinelli, nope. Looks like everybody's going to stay put. So that'll do it. 250 main event from Detroit is now done. 2 rounds left to go in this series after this one. Oh man, 450 main event time. This is going to be a good one. Only 7 points separate points leader Hunter Root between second place rider Jeremy Smith, who is invisible but right there. So Root looks like he's going to end up on the right side of the box. Smith 4 to the left side of the box. And then the other contender in this series, Jesse Mullins, on the 10. 2 to the left of Jeremy Smith, so 6 to the left of the box. And we'll have to see where those guys come out in the main event. Of course, Leclerc, always good at starts. Going to be tough to beat into turn 1 tonight. But Leclerc, after some rough stints here in the last couple of weeks, has really kind of destroyed his title run. And it's going to be left between Root, Smith, and Mullins at this point. And all of them have never won a Race Factory Supercross championship before. In fact, the first of the runners inside of the points to have previously won a championship is Tyson Fresquez, all the way down in 5th. So that will be quite the interesting one. Give you guys a quick rundown real quick. We got Colton Morrison, Luke Heberlein, Robert Wilson, August Sanders, Tyson Fresquez, Jesse Mullins, Spencer Turley, Alexis Leclerc, Michael Gonzalez, Dominic Tiberino, Hunter Root, Brandon Berg, Tyler Crane, and everybody just switched around on my screen. Jeremy Shipley, Matt Burkeen, Jack Fowler, Jordan Vanderlee, Race Carlin, Daniel Batchelett, Byron Downen, Tyler Schmidt, and the rest of the runners. So here we go. Round number 12 from Detroit is just about set to go. 22 riders for 20 laps. And I'm going to take a look at Leclerc, who, of course, always seems to get good starts, although he doesn't have the most ideal gate pick tonight. But he ends up in between Smith and Mullins somehow, as Root ends up on the left side of the box after the restart. But here we go. JLV turns the 30 board sideways and moonwalks his way up the track. Round number 12 from Detroit is set to go. Here we go. Good start from Leclerc, but it's going to be Berg from the outside maybe that gets to the corner first. Yes, Brandon Berg takes the whole shot on that. Number 91 Twist Moto Machine. Leclerc comes out second. And then Race Carlin is third with Downen in fourth. So Downen now looking at his best opportunity to win a main event this season perhaps, as he's on the outside of his teammate. Race Carlin cuts back underneath of him, and then they go side by side off the triple. Root, I could see him at the back there, was down in the corner after the rhythm section, but it is still Brandon Berg leading this thing over Alexis Leclerc, and now Downen is really closing up as Berg gets a little out of shape going up to the peristyle. We U-turn at the top of the hill and come back down. Downen right there with Leclerc as Berg leads. This is the best Brandon Berg has looked all year since he looked absolutely fantastic in the off-season FAMMX Supercross Series, but Downen goes down, crashes out of third. There goes his opportunity. So it's still Berg, but Downen crashes out of third, and here goes Leclerc just like that. He's going to try to go to the lead. He fives onto the table and gets by Berg and to the lead for the 7 machine of Alexis Leclerc. Berg tries to get him back, gets into the back of him, so Carlin has to jump the berm. Then we got Tyler Crane coming through, so Berg loses a spot to Carlin, but gets going in front of Tyler Crane. Then Jeremy Smith comes through side by side with Shipley and Tiberino over the line. Jack Fowler, Matt Burkeen, and Downen all the way back here. Then we see Schmidt, Fresquez, Bachelet, Moritzen, and then Hunter Root, who just squeaked by. Root all the way down in 15th position right now. Not what the points leader needs, especially with Smith running in about 4th right now. But it's Leclerc. Trying to run away with this thing. Big mistake in the rhythm, though. Still able to just kind of secondary rhythm his way through there. Didn't get the quad out, though, so Carlin was able to close up. Crane is still right in the mix. And then, like I said, running 4th, Jeremy Smith, 7 points behind Hunter Root entering tonight's race. I didn't get a look, but Mullins all the way down in 19th as Root has since moved up to 14th. And Mullins is 18th now. Vanderlee in 19th. Looks like Tyler Crane about to receive some pressure here from Jeremy Smith. Smith trying to close up for 3rd. Crane slides out and collects, them both. Tiberino right there now. So those guys step on, off. Through the whoops before the finish. Right now, Carlin and Leclerc have a pretty nice lead. Leclerc about 3 seconds in front of Carlin, and then Carlin another 5 or so in front of T-Crane. And then Smith back here in 4th trying to get around the 16 machine, but he messed up the rhythm a little bit. Oh, no, Crane actually got the better rhythm. I didn't even notice that, but he went 3-4-3. Able to gap Smith a little bit. Smith really trying to force it now, getting more points as he's watching them float away. Root now all the way up to 10th in front of his teammate Tyson Fresquez. Root last time by just turned a 55.7, which was his best lap of the race. Not the best lap of the race, so that was done by Leclerc last time by at a 55.2. And Smith now finds himself in 2nd as Crane has made a mistake in those first couple rhythms. Excuse me, Smith in 3rd, that is. Carlin is in 2nd. Leclerc ever so slightly inching away from Carlin, who's not able to keep touch with him right now. Interested to see if Leclerc busts big lines all main eventer, if he checks up and tries easy lines. This is going to be difficult, though, as he's going to jump right on top of a group of guys. Oh, they were just out of the way. Now we got riders down to the end of the whoop, so Carlin has to avoid that. As I said, Lapper is a huge problem earlier on today. Oh, Leclerc was down at the end of the rhythm. So Carlin's going to close in, but not quite enough. Leclerc making that rhythm section look awfully easy as well. Carlin trying to keep things close at the front. Then we got Smith still running third. He's going to have to watch out here. Wow. Lappers. And then T. Crane in fourth. Berg getting passed by Tiberino for fifth. Matt Burkeen under pressure from Byron Downen, and then Hunter Root and Tyson Fresquez. So all these guys running in a row here. Oh, Burkeen a little out of shape, but he's trying to avoid a downed rider. That was Wilson, who just got plowed by Fresquez, and Fresquez ends up on the ground. Logan Jesse Mullins is not a girl, that is for sure. Carlin is really able to keep things close now with Leclerc after Leclerc made that mistake a lap or so ago. Carlin looking awfully feisty, actually. Maybe going to try a run at the lead here. We're not even halfway through yet, so he's got to not overdo himself too early as he avoids a downed rider. Looks like the 53 of August Sanders. It was on the ground there. Leclerc able to get away a little bit now. 2.1 seconds is the gap. Smith not really able to make too much headway. He's dropped it from 9 seconds to 8.8 seconds. But can see those guys at the end of the rhythm, but not close enough, of course, to do anything. Just trying to slowly inch in as Crane still sits in fifth. Tiberino, or Crane in fourth, Tiberino fifth, and now Root is in seventh, right behind Brandon Berg. Oh, Berg off the track, so Root gonna get by, as is Byron Downen. Downen really on the move right now on that number one ride. Of course, Root, terrible start, has made the most of it now as he's about to come up to the back of Dominic Tiberino for P number 5. Minimizing the damage that Smith could do in the points tonight, as the number 98 of Colton Mortson was down in that rhythm section. Looks like we've got a split fire rider. That's Luke Heberlein getting out of the way. So we've got a fantastic battle for fifth right here between Tiberino, Downen. Tiberino jumps off the track. Root able to miss him, and Downen looks like he's going to try to split him. No, that is not going to happen. Looks like Jeremy Shipley was down at the end of the rhythm here. Tiberino still battling with Downen. Downen gets to the outside of him and makes a pass, though. So Root up into fifth, Crane fourth, Smith in third with, Race Carlin right in front of him. So the battle for second is on as Leclerc is checked out. Carlin must have gone down. I was trying to figure that out. I was wondering if that was a different motorsport rider, perhaps. But it is. Oh, Crane into the back of Smith, and it causes him to go down. That's going to cost Crane the spot on Hunter Root, as Root now goes to fourth. So, again, minimizing the damage. The gap between the two and the points now is Smith is 5 points down on Hunter Root, when at one point I'm sure Smith had the provisional points lead when Root was buried and Smith was up here at the front. Leclerc was down with the lead, so here comes Carlin, just like that, is going to take the race lead away from Alexis Leclerc. Leclerc tries to stay low on the triple. Let's see if Carlin tries to cut him down low. Leclerc has the inside line, and he makes it work. Leclerc always super aggressive. Doesn't like to waste any time. Believe me, I felt the bloody wrath of that. Oh, Leclerc gets caught up with Vanderlei and Carlin back to the lead. My goodness gracious, Hunter Root was down in 15th at one point in this race. He is now right behind the race leaders as Smith and Carlin run into each other, and Root is going to pass them both into second. What? Crane now into third as Carlin goes from the lead to behind Tiberino and Smith, so he goes from leading all the way back to sixth, and Tiberino goes down now. So Leclerc leads, but he's got Root and T. Crane bearing down on him. We're about to click off lap number 12. We'll have 8 to go this time by, and Root suddenly has the race leader right in front of him. He could still win this race from 15th on lap 1. Leclerc, who is pretty much by himself despite a few lappers, has blown the lead on a few accounts already. Surely might do it again. So just when you thought that Jeremy Smith was going to make up some good points on Hunter Root tonight, Root answers back with a fantastic drive to the front, and now he's looking at the race leader right in front of him. T. Crane is doing an absolutely incredible job of hanging on to this lead group right now. Crane, not known for his Supercross prowess, but is running so strong right now, just trying to hang on to Root and Leclerc, who are clearly running very quick paces right now. We got the lap rider of Tyler Schmidt right in front of him. Lap number 14 here in Detroit. Leclerc leads over Root and T. Crane. And here goes Root, perhaps on the inside. He might jump on Leclerc. Oh, Leclerc almost comes to a dead stop in that corner, and Root almost took advantage of it. Let's see if Root tries to get a little feisty here. Almost jump on the back of each other. I think Crane might just be sitting back there hoping they run into each other. How great would that be if Tyler Crane picks up a win here tonight? Tyler Crane's second career win if he can pull it off. His first since 2013 Atlanta. And like I said, he is riding fantastic right now. Still sitting right behind Hunter Root, just following him everywhere he goes. Really impressed with T. Crane right now. As Root has lost a little bit of touch to Leclerc. Not too much though. These guys still running pretty much nose to tail as Jeremy Smith is fourth. Burkeen is now up into the top 5. And Carlin has dropped back to 6th, down into 7th, Tiberino 8th, Berg 9th, and Fresquez, who looked really quick earlier on tonight in his heat race, is in 10th. But we're going to stick with this battle up front as T. Crane has finally blown it. Rode so great for so long, but there he goes as Smith got by, and now Burkeen all over the back of him. So Root trying to close in on Leclerc, who just made a mistake in that final corner. Now we got lappers, and Root is right there. 5 laps to go. Who's going to win tonight in Detroit? Is it going to be Leclerc? Is it going to be Root? Or might Jeremy Smith just sneak up there and get a win as he's just lurking back there in third? Going up the peristyle the other way as these guys come down. Leclerc, as soon as he makes a mistake, it looks like he really turns it into an extra gear. Tries to get away from Root again. Root's been in this position before this year, though. Tailing Leclerc, trying to take race wins away from him. Leclerc's held strong in some. Root has actually taken wins away from him in other cases, though. Gonna have 4 laps to go. Root not able to stay close enough now, but look at Smith, who has really been on a tear. Has been able to close in a little bit more on these guys. T. Crane receiving some pressure from Burkeen is down in his back into 6th around Carlin. So we got a 4-rider train here closing up on 4th, which is Tyler Crane down and looking up the inside of Burkeen maybe. No, decides to fall in behind him, but Burkeen jumps off the track. This is going to be dangerous as he tries to rejoin. Looks like Downen and Carlin both going to get by. into 5th and 6th respectively. T-Crane still 4th. Smith, Root's going to miss the rhythm. Gets the secondary one very clean, though. Doesn't lose too much time to Leclerc, but like I said, let's keep an eye here on Jeremy Smith as we close in on 3 laps to go, this time by the flag stand. He is just lurking there. He wants to steal some points away from Root if he can. And he very well could do it. Another 3 seconds behind Root is Root. Again, really closed in on Leclerc. Battle for the lead. 3 laps to go in Detroit. Through the whoops and up over the wall double, and then this little kink double onto the start straight. Swooping left-hand corner, and then 3 rollers at Leclerc triples. Root tire taps. We got a rider down, but they're going to just jump right over him, so that's fine. Leclerc, big mistake at the end of the rhythm, and another rider is down. Root is all over the back of Leclerc, and Smith is now right back there as well. Oh, here we go. Leclerc, mistake. No, Root has to fall in again. Smith is there, though. He can smell blood in the water. You can see him coming through the whoops behind these guys. We have 2 laps to go in Detroit. Who's going to win tonight's main event? Oh, my goodness. Could it get any closer, folks? Almost looks at this point like Leclerc is holding up Root as Smith is really closing in. I can't even believe this. He has caught these guys from about 6 seconds back to be right on them. What an unbelievable ride from Jeremy Smith. Top 3 on your screen right now. Leclerc, Root, Smith. Pretty much nose to tail. We have 1 lap to go next time by the stand. And Leclerc finally makes a mistake. Root makes a mistake. They both almost go down. Root's down at the end of the rhythm, and Jeremy Smith takes the lead. Unbelievable. He was there the whole time just lurking, and finally it pays off. Root gets up in second as Leclerc has gone down again and raced Carlin, trying to get by and get back onto the podium. Leclerc going to hang on to the spot for now, though. But Smith takes the white flag. Jeremy Smith, last week's winner. And Hunter Root is down at the finish line, so this is more points that Jeremy Smith is watching come towards him. Unbelievable. We will have a tie point scenario if it finishes exactly like it does right now. Smith probably hoping and praying this happens as he tries to hang on for the win. Leclerc still under pressure from Carlin. Is Carlin going to be the teammate and not try to get aggressive with Leclerc in order to keep Root behind them both? Or is Carlin perhaps wanting to get aggressive and finish second behind his teammate? This is where he might do it as Leclerc makes a mistake. He's not going to get the triple in, and Carlin gets it. And then quads over and quads out. Leclerc trying to get an inside move. Not going to get it as Jeremy Smith is your winner tonight in Detroit. Now it's going to be who comes to the line. Leclerc messes up the section. Carlin, he's going to get second. Leclerc gets third. Root gets fourth. And we have a tie at the top of the points after 12 rounds as Tyler Crane comes across in fifth. It's a tie. It's a dead tie. It is a bummer that Mullins has had such a terrible main event tonight. Looks like he might end up in 11th. Oh my, folks, I'm going to lose my voice. So Berg's over the line. Uh-oh, Fresquez is down after the triple. Will Mullins perhaps get some more points clawed back as he's going to land the triple? He's going to be right behind Fresquez. Final corner, no. Mullins down. Fresquez in the top 10. Mullins falls even further back in the points. So we're waiting on Mullins, I believe, now just across the line, and cuts will be in. Cuts are in. And that is it. Looks like nothing in the top 10 affected. Oh, Burkeen got 5th on Crane. But the top 4 stay the same, so that will do it from Detroit. Unbelievable. Jeremy Smith is your winner for the second week in a row, and we now have a tie atop the 450 point standings with 5 rounds left to go. I'm excited to see what comes next, and I sure hope you guys are as well. But for now, thanks for joining me tonight on Star Your Systems TV. For Kellen Brower and Chris Riesenberg, this is us signing off. We'll see you guys next week for more of the 2015 MotoOption Supercross Series presented by Fly Racing.